Jeffrey Hunter played Christopher Pike as the original captain of the Starship Enterprise in the initial Star Trek pilot, The Cage. He was more abrasive and arguably more interesting than his eventual replacement, William Shatner's Captain Kirk. In the prequel series, Discovery, Pike is played by Anson Mount. Mount's breezy confidence brought the pulpy clarity of early Star Trek to Discovery, and now Strange New Worlds, the 12th TV series in the franchise's history. We return to Vulcan for a restaging of the mating duel from the original series episode Amok Time, and we meet younger versions, not only Uhura, Spock, and Number One, but also Nurse Chapel and Spock's fiancée, T'Pring. But despite all its prequel baggage, the series somehow feels freer than its contemporaries, perhaps because it's thus far unsaddled by a serialized story arc, unlike Picard and Discovery. The latter, and the more promising of the two, has been pulled in contradictory dramatic directions throughout its 4 seasons, with its current pivot to an ensemble format seeming like a hollow gesture after 3 seasons of galactic family melodrama. What Strange New Worlds seems to understand from the outset is that Star Trek is part jaunty space opera, part conference room procedural, sentiment is merely supplemental. In tone, Strange New Worlds is most conspicuously a throwback to the 1960s series, but in structure and story it has most in common with the Trekverse as it existed in the 90s. The first episode centers Pike, but the remaining 4 spread the spotlight around, with intertwining A and B plots giving other characters room to breathe. Serial elements are de-emphasized in favor of broadly defined character arcs, and each episode constitutes a self-contained adventure. There's a surprisingly thrilling episode-long space battle with the reptilian Gorn in Episode 4, Memento Mori. A familiar disappeared colony mystery in Episode 3, Ghost of Illyria, and some diplomatic intrigue in Episodes 2, Children of the Comet. In 5, Spock Amok, though as the Vulcan characters complain, the latter skirts much closer to hijinks than intrigue. There are some new characters on board, but the show mostly offers reinterpretations of figures that Trekkies have met before. Peck Spock makes the character well established but sexual appeal less of an enigma, with a scene giving us an extended look at the now muscular torso of everyone's favorite Vulcan. Showrunners Akiva Goldsman and Robert Kurtzman cleverly incorporate Pike's well-known grisly fate into the pilot, establishing him as a Byronic hero whose knowledge of the future accident that will paralyze and disfigure him fills him with the kind of existential uncertainty familiar from his characterization in The Cage. While the depictions of Spock and Pike resonate with prior versions of the characters, it feels like a bit more like the producers have hit the reset button with Uhura and Chapel, which is an entirely unwise approach to female characters first conceived of by men in the mid-60s. Gooding plays Uhura as doe-eyed, gifted youngster lacking the professionalism and occasional sass that she displayed on the original series, but also less apt to perform song and dance numbers for her male crewmates. Chapel's reimaging as a quirky, mischievous loose cannon doesn't feel based on anything in Majel Barrett's original performance, but it gives the character something to do other than pine for Spock. The episodes are fun, light, and well-crafted, but much of what Strange New Worlds offers can't help but come off as clever franchise strategizing. Beloved characters who need to be in a certain place at a certain time will be placed there. Those whose attributes bespeak a space-age American mentality will be tweaked to be acceptable to the Trekkie of the 21st century, and the Strange New Worlds will be balanced by familiar worlds and situations. There's no doubt that Strange New Worlds both counts as the most successful of the new Star Trek shows and is still, in crucial ways, determined to only go where we've gone before. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.